Picture this perfectly normal evening. You are relaxing on the couch after a long, exhausting day. Your fluffy little dictator jumps up, purring like a broken diesel engine, and settles into your lap. You start petting them. They look up at you with those big, adorable Disney eyes and start gently licking your hand. The sandpaper kisses feel like pure, unfiltered love. You think to yourself, wow, we really have a special bond. My cat truly adores me. But then, out of absolutely nowhere, without any warning, the purring stops. The pupils dilate until their eyes are just black voids, and bam! Those razor-sharp little teeth sink directly into your soft flesh. You yank your hand back, completely betrayed, staring at your cat who is now looking at you like you just insulted their entire ancestry. What on earth just happened? Did your cat's brain suddenly glitch and short-circuit? Is this some sort of feline Jekyll and Hyde situation, or do they just enjoy the taste of human suffering? Welcome to the club, my fellow cat parents. Think they do this on purpose, just to spite you? Or are they just broken? Today, we are going to completely decode this toxic behaviour and reveal the secret truth behind the lick and bite combo. Drop a comment right now and tell me, what is the name of your furry little biter? Before we can understand why our cats treat our hands like delicious chew toys, we have to travel back in time and look at their wild ancestry. You see, underneath that fluffy exterior, the cute little toe beans and the absolute obsession with cardboard boxes, your cat is a highly evolved apex predator. We brought these fierce desert hunters into our homes, gave them funny names like Mr. Snuggles, and expected them to act like stuffed animals. But a cat's brain is still hardwired for survival in the wild. They are solitary creatures by nature, meaning they don't have the same deeply ingrained pack mentality that dogs do. Dogs have spent thousands of years learning how to eagerly please humans. Cats? Cats have spent thousands of years figuring out how humans can best serve them. They are creatures of incredible contradictions. They sleep 20 hours a day, but will wake up at 3 a.m. to sprint across your face because they saw a shadow. They demand constant attention, but only on their highly specific, ever-changing terms. When we try to interact with them using human logic, we end up confused, bleeding, and wondering where we went wrong. To solve the mystery of the lick bite, we have to stop thinking like humans and start thinking like a tiny, furry ninja who currently owns your house. The number one reason your cat goes from sweet kisses to sudden violence is something called petting-induced aggression, or simply overstimulation. Imagine if someone you really liked came up to you and started rubbing your back. At first it feels amazing, but then they keep doing it, for 10 minutes straight in the exact same spot. Eventually it stops feeling good and starts feeling incredibly annoying, right? You would probably swat their hand away. Cats have highly sensitive hair follicles and nerve endings all over their bodies. When you pet them repeatedly, especially down their back or near the base of their tail, that static electricity and neurological input build up. What starts as a pleasant massage quickly turns into an overwhelming sensory overload. They lick your hand as an initial, polite attempt to say, "Okay, that's enough, thank you." But because we humans are completely oblivious, we think the licks mean keep going, so we keep petting. Your cat's internal timer runs out, their nervous system screams danger, and they resort to the only language they know works instantly, the bite. It's not malice, it's literally their circuit board overloading and snapping. Now let's talk about a fascinating feline social behaviour called allo-grooming. In the wild, cats in a colony will groom each other to strengthen social bonds and share a communal scent. It looks incredibly sweet, but there is a hidden power dynamic at play. In the cat world, the dominant cat is usually the one who does the grooming, while the subordinate cat is the one being groomed. When your cat aggressively pins your arm down and starts licking it with that rough sandpaper tongue, they are not just saying, "I love you." They are saying, "I am in charge here, and you are filthy, you massive, hairless kitten." They are asserting their dominance over you. If you shift your arm, try to pull away, or dare to try and pet them back while they are in the middle of this important dominant ritual, You are breaking the rules of their social hierarchy. To correct your insubordinate behavior, the dominant cat will deliver a swift, sharp bite. It's their way of saying, "Hold still, peasant. I am not finished cleaning you. Know your place." You aren't being attacked. You are just being disciplined by your furry overlord for stepping out of line. We really need to talk about the physical anatomy of the lick itself, because it plays a huge role in the transition to a bite. A cat's tongue is not smooth like a dog's. It is covered in hundreds of tiny, backward-facing barbs called papillae, which are made out of keratin, the exact same material as human fingernails and cat claws. When a cat licks its own fur, these tiny hooks act like a highly efficient comb, detangling knots, removing loose hair, and even stripping meat from the bones of their prey in the wild. But here is the problem. You do not have fur. You have smooth, delicate human skin. When your cat starts licking your hand or arm, their natural instinct is to comb through a thick coat of fur, but their tongue meets unexpected resistance or just slides over your skin. This can actually frustrate the cat. They get confused because their grooming tool isn't working the way their DNA tells them it should. As they try harder to groom you, they might use their teeth to try and grab onto the non-existent fur, leading to a sudden nip. They are essentially trying to untangle a knot that isn't there, and you are the one who pays the price for your tragic lack of a pelt. One of the biggest myths in the cat community is that cats bite out of nowhere. The truth is, cats almost never bite without warning. The problem is entirely us. We humans are incredibly bad at reading feline body language. We expect them to growl or bark like dogs when they are upset. Instead, cats communicate their annoyance in subtle, silent ways. Long before the bite happens, your cat is sending you a desperate memo that they are annoyed. While they are licking you, watch their body. Is their tail starting to thump or whip back and forth? Are their ears flattening to the side, looking like little airplane wings? Is the skin on their back rippling or twitching? Are their whiskers pointing sharply forward? If you see any of these signs while the licking is happening, a bite is imminent. The lick is the countdown, and the tail flick is the flashing red light. If you ignore these secret signs and keep your hand right in front of their face, you're basically ignoring a giant "Do not enter" sign and then acting shocked when you walk into a wall. Learn to read the tail, and you will save yourself a fortune in band-aids. Another major factor is the shift from grooming instinct to pure play aggression. Cats are hardwired predators, and their brains can switch from sleepy cuddler to ruthless assassin in a nanosecond. Let's say you are petting your cat and they are licking your hand, but your fingers are moving slightly. Maybe you are wiggling them, or maybe you just shifted your grip. To a cat's hyper-alert predatory brain, that tiny, sudden movement of your fingers looks exactly like a small mouse scurrying in the grass. The predatory instinct overrides the grooming instinct instantly. The lick turns into a taste test, and the bite is the kill shot. This is especially common in younger cats and kittens who haven't quite figured out how to separate their different instincts. By letting them lick and play with your bare hands, you are unintentionally teaching them that human flesh is a highly interactive, extremely fun toy. And trust me, what is cute when they weigh 2 pounds is an absolute nightmare when they are a 12-pound adult with the jaw strength of a tiny tiger. Never use your hands as toys or you will become the prey. But what if the bite doesn't actually hurt? Many cat parents experience the love bite, which is a very specific type of lick and bite combo. Unlike an aggressive bite that draws blood or leaves a nasty bruise, the love bite is a gentle, controlled nibble. Your cat will lick your nose or your finger, gently place their teeth on your skin, hold it for a second, and then release it without applying any real pressure. This behavior actually stems from kittenhood. Mother cats will often gently nip their kittens during grooming to keep them in place or show affection. It's a feline sign of deep trust. If your cat does this to you, it means they view you as a member of their family. They are saying, "I love you so much I could eat you, but I will consciously choose not to." It's the highest compliment a predator can give. However, it is a very fine line. A cat who gets too excited while giving love bites can accidentally bite down too hard. If you have a cat that gives love bites, it's cute, but you still need to be aware of their energy levels so that a sweet gesture doesn't turn into a trip to the medicine cabinet. Sometimes the reason your cat bites after licking has everything to do with their childhood trauma, specifically how early they were weaned. In a normal, healthy feline family, kittens stay with their mother and siblings for at least 8 to 12 weeks. During this crucial time, they play rough. They wrestle, bite, and kick each other. When a kitten bites its brother too hard, the brother lets out a loud, high-pitched squeal and stops playing. This is how kittens learn bite inhibition. They learn exactly how sharp their teeth are and how much pressure causes pain. But if a kitten is taken away from its mother too early, or if it was an orphaned rescue, they completely miss this vital life lesson. They simply do not know that their teeth hurt you. So they will be happily licking you, decide they want to initiate play, and chomp down with all their might, genuinely believing they are just having a fun time. They aren't being malicious. They literally lack the social education to understand that human skin isn't as tough as a sibling's fur. It's up to you to become their surrogate mum and teach them the manners they missed out on. Let's get a little bit weird and talk about human bodily fluids, specifically sweat. When you come home from the gym, or even if you've just been outside on a hot day, your skin is coated in a very fine layer of salt and natural oils. Cats actually have a highly developed sense of taste, and many of them are absolutely obsessed with the taste of salt. When your cat jumps into your lap and starts aggressively licking your sweaty arm, they are basically treating you like a giant, fleshy salt lick. It tastes fantastic to them. But here is where the bite comes in. As they lick, the combination of the salty taste and the fleshy texture of your skin triggers their feeding response. Their brain gets confused between tasty salt snack and actual piece of meat. The transition from licking the flavour to biting the sauce is an automatic, involuntary reflex for a carnivore. They get so caught up in the culinary experience of tasting your sweat that they forget you are a living, breathing human being who needs that arm for daily tasks. So, if your cat only bites you after you've been sweating, congratulations! You are just incredibly delicious to them. We also have to consider breed genetics when dealing with the lick-bite combo. Not all cats are wired the same way. If you have a high-energy, highly intelligent breed like a Bengal, an Abyssinian or a Siamese, their threshold for overstimulation is often much lower and their reactions are much faster. These breeds are closer to their wild instincts. They are athletes with brains that process information at lightning speed. A Bengal might be licking you and then bite you simply because a fly buzzed past the window and their prey drive engaged so violently that they bit the nearest object, which happened to be you. On the other hand, if you have a Ragdoll or a Persian, they might lick you for 20 minutes straight, slowly get annoyed, give you a long, exhausted look, and then deliver the laziest, weakest bite imaginable before falling asleep. Understanding your cat's specific breed traits can help you predict their behavior. High-energy cats need an outlet for their hunting instincts. If they don't get enough interactive playtime with wand toys and laser pointers, that explosive, pent-up energy is going to be directed right at your hand during a grooming session. Another bizarre psychological phenomenon is called redirected aggression. This happens when your cat gets intensely agitated by something they absolutely cannot reach. Imagine your cat is sitting on the windowsill, violently chattering their teeth at a bird or a squirrel outside. Their tail is lashing, their pupils are huge, and their body is tense with adrenaline. They are fully in kill mode. Then you walk into the room, see your cute kitty looking out the window, and you reach out to give them a gentle pet. Startled, your cat turns around, licks your hand instinctively for a split second to identify you, and then releases all of that pent-up, frustrated, hunting energy by sinking their teeth into your knuckles. They are not mad at you. They don't hate you. You just happen to be the closest physical object when their adrenaline dam broke. They are redirecting their frustration from the unreachable bird straight onto your hand. It's the feline equivalent of punching a wall when you're angry. Rule of thumb: never, ever try to pet or interrupt a cat who is intensely focused on prey out the window, unless you want to be treated like the prey. Cats are also incredibly smart, manipulative little geniuses when it comes to getting our attention. They spend all day observing us, figuring out exactly which buttons to push to get a reaction. Let's say your cat comes up to you while you are staring at your phone or working on your laptop. They lick your hand. You barely notice. Maybe you mumble, "Good kitty," but you don't look away from your screen. The cat realizes that polite affection is not yielding the desired result, your undivided attention. So, what do? They escalate. The lick is immediately followed by a sharp bite. Instantly, you drop your phone, yank your hand away, look directly at the cat and yell, "Ouch! Stop that!" To the cat, this is an absolute victory. They don't care that the attention is negative. They don't care that you are annoyed. They successfully made you stop what you were doing and focus entirely on them. By reacting strongly to the bite, you have just positively reinforced the behavior. You have accidentally trained your cat that the fastest way to turn you on is to cause you mild physical pain. They are playing you like a fiddle, and you fall for it every time. Boundary setting is a massive part of a cat's psychological makeup. Cats are the ultimate advocates for consent and personal space. They have very strict, invisible bubbles around them, and the rules of these bubbles change daily, sometimes hourly. The lick-bite combo is often the most clear-cut expression of a cat establishing their boundary. The licking is their way of acknowledging the bond. "I love you, you are mine, I appreciate your warmth." The sudden bite is the boundary. But our interaction is now officially over. Do not touch me anymore. They expect you to understand this transition flawlessly. It's like a human ending a hug by patting the other person on the back. For a cat, the bite is the pat on the back that says, "Wrap it up." If you get bitten and then try to pet the cat again to soothe them, you are grossly violating the boundary they just violently established. They will bite you harder the second time. When a cat bites you after licking, the best thing you can do is accept that the social hour has concluded. Slowly remove your hand and give them the space they are demanding. Respect the fluffy dictator's rules. So, how exactly are you supposed to react when the lick-bite combo happens? Our human instinct, when a needle-sharp tooth pierces our skin, is to immediately jerk our hand backward away from the pain. This is the absolute worst thing you can do. When you pull away quickly, two things happen. First, you drag your skin across their sharp teeth, turning a small puncture into a long, painful scratch. Second, moving away quickly triggers their deep-seated predator-prey reflex. In the wild, prey runs away. By yanking your hand back, you have just told their brain, "I am a wounded mouse trying to escape. Please hunt me." This will cause the cat to bite down harder and grab your arm with their front claws. Instead, you must do something completely counterintuitive. Push into the bite. Gently but firmly, push your hand toward the cat's mouth. This confuses the heck out of them. Prey does not charge at the predator. By pushing in, the cat is forced to open its jaw slightly, allowing you to slip your hand out without getting sliced. Then, freeze completely. Make your hand dead and boring. The game ends instantly, and the cat will usually just walk away in confusion. Let's dig deeper into the concept of scent marking. You probably know that cats have scent glands on their cheeks and the base of their tail, which is why they rub against doorways and your legs. But their saliva is also a powerful tool for claiming territory. When your cat licks you, they are covering you in their unique biological signature. They are stamping a giant property of fluffy, invisible barcode on your arm, so that if you go outside and meet other cats, those cats will smell it and know you are already taken. But sometimes, simply licking isn't enough to make the point. When they transition from a lick to a bite, they are essentially using their teeth to grind their scent deeper into you. It is an intense, aggressive form of claiming ownership. You aren't just their roommate, you are their personal furniture. They want to make absolutely sure that their smell is deeply embedded in your skin. So the next time your cat licks and bites you, try not to be too offended. Take it as an aggressively possessive compliment. You have been chosen, claimed, and permanently marked by a creature that thinks it is a god. While we usually attribute the lick-bite behavior to quirks in feline psychology, we must never ignore the possibility of underlying medical issues. Cats are absolute masters at hiding pain. In the wild, a sick or injured animal is a dead animal, so cats have evolved to act completely normal even when they are suffering. If your cat is usually a sweet, non-biting cuddler, and suddenly they start doing the lick-then-bite routine, it should be a massive red flag. As they age, many cats develop arthritis, especially in their lower back and hips. You might be petting them in an area that used to feel good, but now it sends a sharp jolt of pain through their joints. The lick is their attempt to soothe the area, but when your hand hits the painful spot, they bite out of sheer physical agony. Dental diseases like gingivitis or tooth resorption can also cause erratic biting behavior. If the lick-bite combo is a brand new behavior that appeared out of nowhere, stop trying to analyze their psychology and book an appointment with your veterinarian. Sometimes a sudden change in personality isn't an attitude problem, it's a desperate cry for medical help. To successfully survive living with a cat, you need to become an expert at identifying your cat's specific petting threshold. Every single cat has a built-in timer for physical affection. For a super affectionate Ragdoll, that timer might be 3 solid hours of belly rubs. For a grumpy rescue tabby, that timer might be precisely 4.5 seconds of head scratches. You need to become a scientist and map out your cat's exact threshold. Pay close attention to how long you are petting them before the lick bite occurs. If you notice they consistently bite after about 2 minutes of petting, you need to stop petting them at the 1 minute and 50-second mark. Leave them wanting more. The lick is often the final warning that the timer has reached 0. If you feel the sandpaper tongue, immediately freeze your hand and slowly pull it away. By respecting their petting threshold, you build immense trust. Over time, as the cat learns that you actually listen to their invisible stopwatches, their threshold may actually increase, allowing for longer cuddle sessions without the threat of unexpected bloodshed. Environmental stresses can also drastically increase the frequency of the lick-bite combo. Cats are notorious control freaks. They hate change more than anything else in the world. Did you recently move to a new apartment? Did you buy a new brand of scented litter? Did you rearrange the living room furniture or, God forbid, bring home a new puppy or a screaming human baby? All of these changes create a baseline of low-level anxiety in your cat's mind. When a cat is chronically stressed, their fuse becomes incredibly short. They might jump into your lap seeking comfort, start licking you to self-soothe, but because their internal anxiety levels are already hovering near the red zone, the slight stimulation of being pet pushes them right over the edge into aggressive biting. If your cat is biting more than usual, look around your house. What changed? Try introducing feline pheromone diffusers like Feline to calm the environment. Provide them with high-up hiding spots where they can escape the chaos. A calm cat is much less likely to turn your hand into a pincushion. So, how do we fix this? How do we train a creature that famously refuses to be trained? The secret is redirection. You cannot punish a cat for biting. If you yell, squirt them with water, or tap them on the nose, you will only make them fear you, which will actually cause them to bite you more defensively. Instead, you need to redirect that aggressive energy into an appropriate channel. Keep a kicker toy, one of those long plush toys filled with catnip, right next to you on the couch. When your cat jumps up, starts licking, and you see the tail start to flick, do not wait for the bite. Immediately pick up the kicker toy and gently press it against their belly or face. When their predatory instinct fires, they will bite the toy instead of your hand. They can kick it, bite it, and bunny kick the stuffing out of it, satisfying that primal urge safely. You are essentially saying, I see you want to kill something right now, and that's totally fine, but murder this stuffed avocado instead of my wrist. Consistent redirection will train your cat to seek out toys when they feel overstimulated. We really need to shatter the myth of feline spite. So many cat owners get their feelings deeply hurt when their cat bites them. We project human emotions onto them. We think, oh, Fluffy bit me because I was 10 minutes late serving dinner. She is punishing me. Or, he bit me because he knows I hate it. He is doing it on purpose. This anthropomorphism, giving animals human motivations, is the root cause of so much frustration. Cats do not possess the cognitive ability to plot revenge. They do not hold grudges in a human sense. They operate entirely on immediate cause and effect, instinct, and environmental triggers. When they lick and bite, it is a complex cocktail of neurology, sensory overload, and evolutionary survival tactics. It is never personal. By understanding that the bite is a biological reflex rather than an emotional attack, you can stop taking it personally. It allows you to stay calm, analyze the situation objectively, and figure out what trigger you accidentally tripped. Free yourself from the idea of the evil cat, and you will become a much happier, albeit slightly scratched, cat parent. Ultimately, surviving the lick-bite combo comes down to acceptance and the unwritten feline contract. When we choose to bring a tiny, razor-sharp predator into our homes, we implicitly agree to a certain level of chaos. We trade pristine, unscratched hands for the magical sound of a purr motor on a rainy Sunday morning. We accept the occasional sudden bite in exchange for the warmth of them sleeping on our feet all night. It is the ultimate form of Stockholm Syndrome, and we absolutely love it. You can manage the biting, you can learn the body language, and you can redirect the energy, but you can never completely program the wild instinct out of a cat. And honestly, we shouldn't want to. That wild, unpredictable streak is exactly what makes cats so endlessly fascinating and hilarious to live with. So, buy some Band-Aids, stock up on kicker toys, and learn to read the subtle language of the tail flick. Your cat loves you, even if they occasionally need to taste you to make sure. And there you have it, fellow cat parents. Now you know exactly what is going on inside that furry, unpredictable little head of theirs. From sensory overload and boundary testing to wild, predatory instincts and sweaty skin, the lick-bite combo is just another weird and wonderful way our cats try to communicate with us. Even though they sometimes treat us like chew toys, we know we wouldn't trade them for the world. They are our funny, dramatic, slightly dangerous little best friends. If this video helped you decode your cat's crazy behaviour, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more feline secrets, and definitely share this video with a friend whose hands look like they've been through a paper shredder. Now it's your turn to sound off in the comments. What is the absolute weirdest, most unexpected time your cat has ever decided to bite you? Let me know down below and I'll see you in the next video.